We have a new globe-tard goober on the scene, Michael Moreno, affectionately called M&M. We'll just call him Moron Squared. 5 March 2021.
Yeah.
I think that the experiments we do agree with my hypothesis that the Earth is globe.
Ay, caramba!
Earth is globe isn't a viable scientific hypothesis. It's a fanatical religitard declaration. You're in a simple category error. Scientific hypotheses and experiments only deal with natural cause and effect how-why questions. Earth is globe is just a brain-dead declaration. Numpty.
And have you heard of the scientific method by any chance?
Yep, and the method is based on what I am talking about, which is inductive reasoning. Probability.
You serious?
Yep, he is. From the King Cheese philosopher of science, Karl Popper, in Conjectures and Refutations in 1963, via Wiki. As mentioned in the section The Problem of Induction, Popper's response to the problem of induction is simply that induction is actually never used in science.
Uh-oh!
Again, from Conjectures and Refutations, Karl Popper, a philosopher of science, sought to solve the problem of induction. He argued that science does not use induction,
Uh-oh!
and induction is in fact a myth. Clown.
You have an observation, observe phenomenon.
We observe the moon.
What's the next step?
The next step is you make a hypothesis about why you think that observation is occurring.
It's not why we think the observation is occurring. We already know that. We opened up our eyelids and witnessed it. The hypothesis is concerned with what caused the effect we just witnessed. You have the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable.
I'm talking about the moon. Like, the moon is the observation I make, and I guess the hypothesis is that the moon is an object.
Yeah, this is the same nonsense as your Earth is glob hypothesis. You'd fail 5th grade general science.
Experiments can be observations. They can be repeated observations. They don't have to be you physically constructing a machine.
Are you serious? Are you...
This is nothing but a doofus law of identity violation. Observations or experiments.
Raggy retard!
Observation is the action or process of carefully watching someone or something. Whereas experiments, according to the Office of Research Integrity, U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, a researcher manipulates an independent variable to determine if it causes a change in the dependent variable. Duh.
So that process you just now described of manipulating the independent variable,
Yes.
you do not need to do that yourself artificially. If the environment, nature, automatically changes the independent variable, that's sufficient.
Wrong again, numpty.
Look at you, big dummy.
A researcher must manipulate the independent variable in a scientific experiment. From Open Text BC, notice that the manipulation of an independent variable must involve the active intervention of the researcher. Back to the Office of Research Integrity, U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Therefore, in experiments, a researcher manipulates an independent variable to determine if it causes a change in the dependent variable. From Colorado State, independent manipulated variable. The variable changed by the scientist, what the investigator is testing. From Rutgers University, in an experiment, the independent variable is the variable that is varied or manipulated by the researcher. From the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, In an experiment, the independent variable is the variable that is varied or manipulated by the researcher, and the dependent variable is the response that is measured. From the Institute of Physics, independent variable, the variable that is deliberately changed by the experimenter. From the University of Southern California, independent variable, the variable that is stable and unaffected by the other variables you are trying to measure. It refers to the condition of an experiment that is systematically manipulated by the investigator.
Fatality.
If you would have said water was made from chuckwagon boll weevils, it would have been more coherent.
I'm certainly capable of being a scientist if I tried to.
Hey! Hello. It's for you.
Yeah? You've just been erased.